The scenic city is constantly growing, and we have some big events and some important issues to discuss.
Joining us to talk about it is Chattanooga Mayor Tim Kelly. Mayor Kelly, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
I want to start off with the City Council meeting yesterday. I know yourself and Police Chief John Chambers touched on ICE enforcement in Chattanooga. If you could briefly tell us a bit of an overview about what the two of you discussed. I know you talked a lot about community trust in what you said.
Well, the Chattanooga Police Department is, above all else, right, has to have the trust of the entire community. So we haven't had any nationalized ICE enforcement in Chattanooga, and frankly, we don't want any. I think, we have a lot of, my job as mayor is to keep a safe and prosperous community, and everybody has their role to play. So the issues we have, local law enforcement can handle, and that's what we were trying to outline to people, that, we are required by law, and we must follow the law to report people that we know to be illegal, and through the jail system picks up folks that are undocumented and sometimes supports them. But I think Chief Chambers did a really great job of laying out the fact that we don't target people by ethnicity in any way, shape, or form, but we have to follow the law.
And of course, as you talk about a prosperous community, a big part of your One Chattanooga plan recently has been affordable housing. And recently, the city announced that affordable housing project on Manufacturers Road with 278 units, 42 of those being set aside specifically for first responders and teachers. I'm curious how projects like this really help with retention in making sure we keep local people in those career fields. Yeah,
well, that's exactly it. I mean, we need to make sure that police and firefighters and teachers can live in the city of Chattanooga, and so we have reformed our affordable housing incentives so that we can do that. And more, there was a story recently that sort of mischaracterized where we are with affordable housing, because they were only counting entire blocks of just affordable housing units, and that's not the approach we're taking. Our incentives incentivize builders to put chunks of affordable housing within bigger, nicer developments. The block on Manufacturers Road, for example, is going to be a really beautiful luxury apartment block, but a good 15% of those will be for people making $45,000 or less. So that's the approach we're taking, and I think that is nationwide. That is the preferred and effective approach. Certainly, people love that, right? That are looking for affordable housing. They want to be in really nice developments, and so we've made huge progress in that area over the last 2 years, and we'll continue to through the course of this year.
I'm going to switch gears here, but I want to stick with the good news. I know Spain's national soccer team has chosen Chattanooga sort of as its base camp. They'll be practicing at Baylor. Really, really exciting, sort of putting Chattanooga on the world stage here. What do you see this doing for Chattanooga, and where do you see this going in the future? Well,
look, I mean, I was involved in the soccer world here going way back, was a co-founder at Chattanooga FC, and so it's a very proud moment, right? To have the #1 seed in the tournament pick Chattanooga is going to put just a huge number of eyeballs globally on Chattanooga and what a beautiful city it is, and all the things we have to do here, and all the reasons we're so proud of it. It's worth noting that every game in the World Cup has a larger viewership than the Super Bowl.
Wow.
And there are like 100 games. So it's shocking, right, to think about the global scale. And again, Spain is the #1 team in the tournament and has many players who are famous worldwide for playing for their club teams, including Yamin Lamil, who's probably the next Messi. So it's a big deal, and it's essentially the month of June in Chattanooga is going to be all about the Spanish national team that'll be here. So I hope we can show them the sort of hospitality that Chattanoogans are famous for.
Well, speaking of looking at the pride of the city, of course, February marks Black History Month, and this is America's 250th anniversary year. We've done several pieces here on Arc Chattanooga about the importance of addressing the past and amplifying those voices. Looking to the future, how is Chattanooga doing just that?
Well, Chattanooga has a long and rich history of African-American leaders who have distinguished this community and made us famous. I mean, frankly, most of the famous Chattanoogans that we think of when we think of Chattanooga, from Bessie Smith to Samuel L. Jackson, are African-American. And so this is a great month to stop and celebrate those folks and how they've shaped our community and our culture in so many ways. I tell people all the time the Bessie Smith Cultural Center is such a fantastic asset. It's not big, but the exhibits are so well done, and they've got ongoing free events throughout this month. So that would be my easy hack for people that are curious and want to go check it out.
My last question for you here. It's sort of a niche question. It's something I think not a lot of people think of. I know at least I didn't consider this. It shows the little pieces of work that go into making this community great. The Carousel in Coolidge Park and the maintenance on that. Tell us a little bit about the Carousel maintenance and the annual cleaning that it goes through.
Well, that Carousel actually, it's a funny story, it started out in Grant Park in Atlanta, and I rode that thing as a child. And I remember the first time I saw it when they transplanted it to Coolidge Park, I had this crazy deja vu, which turns out to have been real, you know. But the folks that carved it, Todd Goings is the restorationist that works on that, and they come back every year. The animals are, of course, beautiful and intricate, and so every year they come back and clean it and keep it up to date. It is a historical treasure as well as just being a lot of fun. But it's still open while this is going on. So again, Carousel rides are $1, and that thing is open every day from 11 to 7 at night. So, you know, if you've got little ones or you just want to go check it out, it's a fantastic asset. And a lot of people, I think, walk past that Carousel building and never stop to peek in, but they should.
Fighting inflation. That's crazy, $1. That's awesome.
We may need to adjust the fares, but it's $1.
All right. Well, Mayor Tim Kelly, thank you so much for your time talking about those important issues. And the growth of Chattanooga is certainly, it's an unstoppable train here. The Chattanooga Choo Choo, all aboard, right?
Yeah, all aboard, indeed.